Hey everybody, it's Jazz Fuzz. It's a little different angle because I just thought about something I want to talk about and I can't wait for it. So you're just gonna enjoy the ride while I go to work. So I just thought about this subject that I hear a lot of people keep on saying, oh, rich people, they get this, they get that. Rich people, they're using the middle class people. And I'm sitting there telling myself, in the Bible, it does explain, being wealthy does have its ups and downs. And being wealthy definitely doesn't, it doesn't, how should I put it? When people are wealthy, I feel sorry for them because they always gotta worry about people who are being fake, people who want to use them, people want to take advantage of them, money and all that other kind of stuff. So when it comes to wealthy people or rich people, I really don't really care if people are very well off, because everybody has a journey and everybody have a path to go get some money. But also not everybody don't care about money. Some people just love the freedom just to travel. Some people just love the freedom just to create. And when they create it, it does provide money. The reason why money is such a, love and hate kind of thing in America, I'm pretty sure around the world, is because capitalism and the government, those two things are the main reason why people just can't stand people who are rich. To be honest, I always keep reminding myself, when you die, that money doesn't go with you. So I really don't understand why people, when people tell me this person is rich or a YouTuber is rich and all this kind of stuff, and I sit there and tell myself, I'm like, okay. But just like Biggie Small said, more money, more problems. So I'd rather just live a comfortable life than try to live a rich life. Because a rich life, you're always constantly going to have problems and issues, and you don't know who's friend and foe. And then on top of that, most of all, you're going to die. You can't take that wealth with you when you die. You know what I'm saying? You just can't. The sun is really on me today. You really can't. I think that's good. You really can't take money with you when you die. You can't. You can't take money when you die. You just can't take it. So, it's funny that a lot of these, millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires have all this money and they collect it and invest it. Don't get me wrong. That's good and smart. But here's the problem. The thing is that all that money they're collecting, you're not going to take it when you die. It is going to be here right on this earth. It's not going to be with you when you're in the grave. It's not going to be with you in the afterlife. So when I hear people talk about, people's wealth, I sit there and I just laugh, because I'm like, okay, they're rich, okay, that's cool, but they pretty much don't know what to do with the money. And there's so much they can do to help communities and help people. Not just simply give them a job, but give them opportunity, give them a gateway, give them knowledge, give them technology. You know, in the Bible, it explains about, you know, the man that was hungry, teach him how to fish and he will eat forever. You know, I think that method has walked out the door because people became more greedier, people became more selfish, and people are like the crab in the bucket now, because if somebody got ahead, then they want to bring them down. But me personally, being rich is a burden. It is a blessing and it's a burden. I'd rather like do what my granddad said one time ago. He said, I'd rather live comfortably than being rich. And I agree. I'd rather live comfortably than being rich. Because when you live comfortably, you can do whatever you want, and you can help people too, by the way. But you can also just know all your bills are paid and everything, you know. And then you can help the community, then some. I think people who are wealthy, now don't get me wrong, there are some rich people out here that do build like Boys and Girls Club or youth centers or schools like LeBron James did and stuff like that. But in actuality, a lot of them just write a check to an organization. Don't get me wrong, that's good. But at the same breath, we all know, so far most of us know, that most organizations don't give the money to the community. Like I keep listening to 95.5, and they had like a African American business, I think like a fair or something like that, and they only say only 3% of that money. It went up to $1 trillion, but only 3% of that money went back to the black community. Why is that? I would like to find out. Probably while I read up on it. But my thing is, as you can see, $1 trillion, people came to see other black businesses, but only 3% only went back to the community. So something isn't right. So basically what I'm saying, writing a check to people, it's, good Lord, I don't know why people take forever just to turn, but writing a check to organization is not enough. Me personally, I'd rather just give people supplies. I'd rather build schools. I'd rather build youth centers. And people, I have a friend, you know, she explained to me that it's going to cost a lot of money. And of course, she has no faith in the government will ever try to help or provide these kind of needs. And you gotta have faith. You gotta have faith in yourself that you can do it. You can help, regardless how much it is or how much it costs or whatever. Have faith in yourself, because I know I do. I have a vision, and it's gonna take step by step. My vision is when I get really popular on YouTube or when I do my podcast, because I'm working on that, I'm going to help the community. And people always say, you know, it's going to cost a lot, this and this and this and that. And I'm like, you got to have faith. Faith is a strong thing. This is the reason why God tells us and be hopeful. Because in the world we live in, as I can see, a lot of people just don't have faith anymore. A lot of people are thinking like, I call it metalhead, instead of just spiritually and have faith. Because we're in a pandemic and so many people lost their jobs and so many people lost a relative. People start to fade out faith, and they start to fade out hope, and believing that something that seemed impossible can be possible to do something. And I'm still gonna say it's possible for me to bring my vision to life. I don't care how much it's cost. Like that Patreon thing that most people do. My Patreon is definitely just gonna be straight to the community. I will make my money somehow. I'm American hustler. I'm American hustler, so I'm hustling. I work 5 days a week. I'm gonna do DoorDash pretty soon. So I'm American hustler. So I'm gonna make my money. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? That Patreon to me is like giving back to the community. And then once I be like really well off, I would like to help other states of community. Because if you teach a man how to fish and he would eat for life, that's the same thing with helping people. You give somebody some education and knowledge, they're going to stay out of trouble. They're going to stay out of poverty. They're going to stay out of a lot of things. So that's why teaching a man how to fish, he would eat. It was not just simply, the man would eat for fish because he won't starve. No, it was simply saying help your community to keep growing and keep advancing and let them keep eating so they don't ever get starved, so they don't go to the wrong side of the road or life. So being rich to me and writing checks to, organizations, to me, it doesn't, somebody being rich don't bother me. I had a girl in high school who was rich, and we were talking, and she was telling me she got 4-wheelers, dirt bikes, she had all this expensive stuff, and I asked her, I say, where do you get all this stuff? And then all of a sudden, she just say, I'm rich, with a mean attitude. I'm like, God dang, like, my fault. I mean, and I just look at her, I just say, okay. And she just look at me crazy, like, you're not offended? Hell no, why should I be offended? You're rich. Congratulations, y'all living well off. I just want to know how you got the daggone stuff. That was back in high school. But my thing is that, somebody being rich, it doesn't bother me. Because what I do know is people's struggles and their journeys. You know what I'm saying? Money doesn't help depression. Money doesn't help drug abuse. Money doesn't help, finding love. You know what I'm saying? Money doesn't do a lot of things, but to get you a nice house and the things that you always dream of or desire, but it doesn't fill a hole where love, connection, friendships, ambition, career, all that kind of stuff. Money can, bring excitement in your life, but money cannot bring everything in your life. Not romance, not make everybody love you. That's when, people are gold diggers and people are bottom feeders. I like to call people who beg for money, they call bottom feeders and shit. But my thing is, when I hear people saying all this rich people making money, I say, in the Bible, it also speaks about what happened with rich people who just strictly think about money all the time. And it's a guy, if I can say, I don't want to mix the two characters up. But in the Bible, what happened was, I think his name is Lazarus. I don't know. Don't get me in the line. I kind of messed that up. But anyway, there was this rich guy, and there was this poor man. And what happened was, this poor man was living on the streets. He was living on the streets, and when he lived on the streets, dogs would lick in his wounds, and he was all dirty and cut up and beat up and everything like that. And I come back with my part 2.